everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you my top 5 tips for getting your makeup to last all day. And I'm going to demo on my beautiful model. This is my sister. She's just the very cutest. She's been modeling for me lately. So I am going to show you my 5 tips, and I'm actually going to demo all of them on her face. So there's many reasons. I think most of the time we want our makeup to always last as long as possible, but there are certain times when you really, really want it to last. If you are getting photos done, if you're going to an event, you're going to be out all day and you're getting pictures taken, or you're just, something's going on and you just really, really, really want to make it stick. So these are my top tips. So let's go ahead and start with Megan's under eyes. We've done a little bit of our makeup to prep because we are live, so if you guys have questions, you can drop them. So we're just going to do parts of her face for you. So I think one of the biggest things for me and for a lot of people is the under eyes. For me, that's where my makeup will crease, or it will start to fade away, or I get a lot of transferring. If I'm wearing like an eye look and I do any sort of liner, doesn't matter the brand doesn't matter anything, like just because of my eye shape, I will tend to get a little bit of product transferring, and I know a lot of people have that problem. So what I actually have started doing, and I really, really love, and I think it makes a huge difference, is I will skip the under eye concealer, or I will do a technique that I'm going to show you guys. So Megan, she doesn't have really dark circles or anything. She's just perfect. But she doesn't have a lot to conceal. So let's say she did. Let's say she had dark circles. I would first apply a color corrector and then really, really lightly only conceal that area. But she doesn't. Let's pretend we concealed her, or she doesn't need it. So what I'm going to do is I applied her foundation and with a brush, and I just really lightly, I buffed it all around the eye area like that. And then I just really lightly like brought it near the eyes. And then with my favorite little concealer brush you guys always see me using, I just buffed out the edges and buffed it in a little bit. So that could be enough to be done. I think she looks great. But if you like a little bit more concealer, or you like to brighten the under eyes, this is the second thing I like to do. So we are going to use NARS. Let's use, I don't want to go too light. I'm going to swipe Creme Brulee and Custard, and we're going to see which one we like on her. I love a bright under eye. You'll see me doing it on people a lot. I feel like it's very flattering and it's really, really pretty. So let's say you're getting your photos done and you want your makeup to last a long time, but you still want to be bright underneath. This is how I would do it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette. This is the palette I've been using on her makeup today. So, and brush a little bit on my brush and just barely buff it in. And I'm actually going to go in this area right here. So she's actually lighter under her eye naturally because her chest is tanner than her face, and so her foundation is a little bit darker. And I'm just going to buff just right under the eye area. And this is going to brighten everything, and it's going to give the illusion of it being concealed actually without putting it under her eye. This is honestly my favorite. I have been doing this on myself all the time, and I feel like my makeup lasts so much longer, and I still get that really pretty like highlighted look. So I'm going to do a little bit of a triangle under her eyes, and then when I don't have much left on my brush, I'm just going to buff right over that part really quick. And you can see, like if you look into the camera, that just brightened up under her eyes. Her makeup looks nice and done, but she's gonna have minimal to no product under the eyes, which is awesome. And I think on Megan, my preference for like every day on her is just to have no under eye concealer. Like she doesn't need it. She doesn't have anything we're covering, and it makes that under eye area look really nice and a lot less texture if you abandoned product. Okay, so that's my eye tip. Try it. It's amazing. It's life-changing. Let's talk about lips. So lips are the first thing to go, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
You eat, you smile, you kiss somebody, you live your life, they're gone. So what I like to do, this is a fun trick. So this is fun. So first I do lip liner. We did NYX on her. This is Sandstorm. So we did NYX on her lips. Lip liner is a drier product, and so it's going to stick to your lips a little bit better. And then we're going to do lipstick. We're going to mix Velvet Teddy and Honey Love together for Megan.
I feel like we always do Velvet Teddy.
I know.
So pretty.
It's the best color. We do always do Velvet Teddy. So I wanted to show you guys how to get your lips to last while still wearing product. If you want ultra long wear, a liquid lip is great. But if you don't own liquid lips, or a lot of people don't like the way that they feel, they're very, very drying. And in fact, sometimes they'll crack or kind of pull away from the edges, so they're actually not as long wearing as people like to think. So this trick with the lipstick that I'm going to show you is better. This will last you longer than a liquid lip. This is so great. So the application is not the trick. You're just going to apply a thin layer of lipstick, and then you are going to do a trick with some powder that I'll show you guys. And no gloss. If you want your makeup to last all day, no gloss. Anything liquidy, sticky is going to come off. Okay, so we're going to take some translucent powder. This is the RCMA No Color palette, so it's very translucent, doesn't have any color. And we are going to take just any fluffy blending brush. This is a little bit messy, so be careful. I might get it on your cute robe, Megan.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so you're just going to layer on your brush like that, and you're going to go ahead and close your mouth, but not too tight yet. And you're just going to powder the lips, truly powder the lips. This is going to mattify them, and it's going to lock them in. This is really adhering it to the lips. And now we are going to do a second layer. So this is like the layer lock method. So we did a thin layer of lipstick. We're going to do a second, really quick. This will amaze you. I promise you this will last hours, if not all day. This is the best. Okay, second layer, go back in with our powder. With this second layer, I'm not doing as much powder. Our first layer, I got fairly matte. This one, you can see there's not as much on my brush. Just gonna pat it on. We're about to road trip after this video, so we'll see if this makes it to Utah. We're going to Utah.
Seriously.
Yeah, we'll test it out in the car. Okay, and then lastly, I do a really, really thin layer just to soften it up a little bit. I like the creaminess of lipstick. You can leave it very matte with that powder, but I want it to have a little bit of a shine. I feel like it's very flattering. So I'm doing a third layer of lipstick, and they're all thin layers. You can do it straight from the tube if you're doing it on yourself, so if it's your own makeup. I like a brush. I like the control. Okay. Pretty, pretty, Merg. This is a good color. Is Velvet Teddy not just a great color on Megan? It's so pretty. I'm going to get that off my hand. Okay, so that was tip number 2. If you guys try these, come back and leave me a comment. Let me know if you like them. The third one is brows. So brows probably aren't the first thing you think of when your makeup starts to wear away, but they do. Most of us powder or pencil our brows or do something. And I just love, I feel like there's nothing better than a really precise, like just really pretty sculpted brow. And if the brows start to fade away, your makeup just doesn't look as fresh. And with these tips, we're just going with fresh, perfect all day. So what I recommend to do for brows is to use a brow pomade. So I'm going to be using Anastasia brow pomade on Megan today. This is in the shade Taupe. This is just a great like lighter neutral. It works for everybody. And I have done one brow before we started. I'm going to do the next brow, so I'm going to put it on my hand. So with this product, it dries very, very quickly. It kind of mattifies, and so you really want to work with it quick. And I like to put it on my hand because I like the heat from my skin to warm it up. And the reason I like pomade instead of powder instead of pencil is because pomade has amazing staying powder. If you try this pomade, and for some reason you like to sleep in your makeup, you'll wake up, your brows are perfect still. I've gone swimming with this.
That's
it
awesome.
Stays. My husband likes to film our vacations, and when we're in water, I just like, this is what I bring, because if you're in a humid climate, it stays. If you go in water, it stays. Generally, it's really good. So this is the most long wearing brow product I have ever found. So this is really great for summer months. It can be a little bit trickier to work with this product because it can go on a little bit dark. That's why I like to warm it up on my hands. And I like to use an angled brush, and I like to work with it fairly quickly. And I'm using like a spoolie as I go, just to kind of brush it out. Megan has a really great natural brows. Usually I sculpt them for her. We haven't sculpted them this this trip. So I'm gonna do more of like a natural shape on Megan. I'm not gonna do a very precise brow. I just want to fill in that shape. But this pomade, I was blown away when I first tried it at the staying powder. And it just takes a little practice to get the look that you like. if you like a very, very defined brow, very precise and a little bit heavy, this product is super easy to achieve that look with. If you want a little bit natural of a look, I like to use a wider angled brush and just do little baby strokes and minimal product. Okay, great. So this is a good natural brow. Then I like to brush all her hairs up just to soften it. And this is good. This is gorgeous. Okay, so my next tip, wipe the brow product off my hands. Okay, my next tip is to superset your oily areas. So areas on your face, we all know as we look in the mirror as the day goes on when you have a full face, there's certain areas of your face that either get a little bit oily, even if you have dry skin, they just get a shine to them, or they start to break apart. The makeup will kind of separate or ball up or something. So these are your trouble areas. So just get to know your face, know those areas, and we're gonna superset them. So same powder. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. And I actually, let's use this brush. So this is a Morphe E21 brush. This is really great because it's angled a little bit and flat at the top. It's a kabuki brush. So we're gonna put that in our little pot and we're just gonna press the areas of the face. So I like to do, right here gets a little shiny on me, and I think on Megan too. This area, the makeup will kind of rub away, like on the chin, especially if you like touch your face and stuff like that. And then usually right around the nostrils will kind of break apart as well. The foundation will crease or separate. So we're just gonna take this brush and we're just gonna pat in the powder, and it's gonna really absorb into the skin. So you'll see people do a similar technique when they bake the face, like they'll use this powder to brighten areas of the face. I don't do that too often. I like a little bit of natural shine, but that technique does make the makeup last forever. It really sets it. So I'm just gonna do it in these areas that need a little more trouble. So this No Color palette, the RCMA, it's really great. It's mattifying, but it's not drying. If you are very oily, I really like the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I've had good results with that. Okay, so she is looking great. Last thing, tip 5. Tip 5 is no surprise, but it's use a setting spray. But I'm going to tell you something about setting sprays that I personally think. So I like the Scandinavia. This is the Bridal setting spray. This is what I use on my clients. And this really does. I use this when I was in labor. I did my makeup. I wanted to have makeup done. You do you. But I wanted makeup, and then I set it with this. It lasted the entire time. Like, my daughter was born in the middle of the night, and my full face of makeup was on. This works so good. But what I have found with me is a lot of people will add setting spray to their daily makeup routine. At the end, they're going to set it because it's like, obviously, you want your makeup to last long, so set it, duh. But no. I think if you use it every day, and this is just me personally, this isn't even what I found on clients, this is just myself. I feel like if you use it every single day, your skin adapts to it, at least mine does. Like, I feel like my first couple times using it, I'm like, holy cow, this is so good. So obviously I'm going to use it every day. But my skin personally would just kind of adapt through it, and I would produce a little bit more oil, or it just wasn't as effective for me. So now what I like to do is I'll just use it like on just certain days, or when I have events or I'm getting my makeup done, like certain times where I'm going to go the extra mile, and it works so much better for me personally if I do it that way. So if you're already using setting spray every single day, try some of these other techniques. Try this powder technique first and try to ditch your setting spray for daily, and maybe use it just like once a week or a couple times a week, and tell me if that helps, because that's what I found. So we're going to spray her cute little face. I like to shake it up, and then I do a T. I go down, across, and then an X. That's how I spray. And it works so good. So I go down, across, X. And it is amazing. I'm going to fan you now with my hand. I'll fan you with the mirror.
Oh, thank you.
But
So
this
beautiful.
is, I love this setting spray. This is really good. If you guys have other brands you like, drop them in the comments, because I like trying new ones too. But this has been my go-to.
Baby proof.
It's baby
You had a
proof.
baby with it.
You can be in labor and for this.
Literally, everyone was saying, your sister looked so good. She's not even human.
We'll see for my next baby. I had the time, you know. You go into labor, and I'm like,
let's just get ready real quick.
It calms me down.
Seriously, about to have a baby.
Okay, we did a before picture or before video for you guys of Megan before we did any makeup, so you can see like the full transformation. So we are gonna play that right now, and then I'll show Megan because she has not even seen what I've done. Okay, and then we'll check the comments really quick. So that was her before. This is her after. She's just the cutest. You're the best for always modeling for me.
Oh, it's the best for me.
We love Megan. Okay. Hi, Lynn. She says congrats on 16K subs. Thank you. I just hit that this morning. Thank you so much. And thank you for always watching. Hi, lady. Okay, and then we have a comment. I got here late, so I don't know what you mentioned, but if you're out all day at a function, what are the best things to do to keep in your handbag to refresh during the day? That's a great question for this video. Okay. I love to keep powders, and I love to keep a buffing brush. So these two are probably ones that I will keep. So this is like a kabuki synthetic brush. This is the one I use the under eye concealer with. So I love having a kabuki brush in my little handbag because these areas that I said earlier will kind of separate where your makeup starts to buff away. If you use the kabuki brush, you can just go right on top of your makeup and it's just gonna buff in that foundation. It's actually gonna utilize like your little skin oils and stuff like that, and it's gonna help melt the makeup back into place. So kabuki brush is fabulous. I like some sort of little powder brush just to powder those areas. So usually what I do for day-to-day, that's like special event. I will keep a kabuki brush. I will keep a little thing of translucent powder. You can buy, like I bought this case for it online. So you can take your big bottle of powder and you can transport it into like a little container. They have even littler ones, so you can have like a bag one. Like we don't want to carry our whole makeup bags with us everywhere. Maybe you do, but if you don't, it's good to condense it. So for a special event, kabuki, powder brush, definitely lipstick, and then if you do wear gloss, your gloss. And sometimes blush. Blush tends to fade away first, but I don't really worry about it. If you really, really want your whole makeup to be like perfect all day, you can bring blush, but I'm not too concerned about that. But for daily, what I like to do is I do still like a little kabuki brush, and then I like a foundation powder. So I really like the MAC ones. I'll get one that matches my foundation, and I will bring sort of like a larger kabuki like flat brush, kind of like this one, and then I'll just touch up those areas of my face if it separates or anything like that with the foundation powder, because then it's like a quick fix. It mattifies it and it adds a little bit more color, so it will even out your foundation if you've had any separation, or if you've been touching your face, you've been naughty, you're touching your face and it's like coming off, you'll have the foundation powder. And then like a lip, I pretty much, and I think a lot of people do, I think you have like your daily lip color like I do. I have like one lipstick I wear every day and a gloss, so I'll just pop those in my purse. So my little makeup bag in my purse is super minimal. So hopefully that answered your question. And are you still doing the giveaway from last week? Yes, so the giveaway for my skincare video, it's the biggest one I've ever done and it is still open. So if you haven't yet, go to that video. It's talking about skin prep, and Megan's on the cover. She has like a really cute high pony and she has under eye pads, so that's the video. So I will be choosing a winner to win many of the skincare products that I talked about in that video. And if you're liking this one, that's a great one to watch too, because skin prep is massive for having your makeup last all day, and I talk all about it. I tell you if primers are with it. I tell you exactly how to prep your skin to make your makeup last all day and look great. Aw, Spencer is here. Her husband's in the chat. She misses you. He says your model is super cute. Oh, what a cutie. Couple goals, you guys. Hi, Shelby. Okay, for productions, we have actors use the Midnight Final Seal Setting Spray. It does feel like blistering to the face, though. Yeah, I have heard the Midnight Setting Spray, the Final Seal, is like the best setting spray, like as far as longevity goes. I haven't ever used it. That's a bummer. It feels like Listerine to the face. But actors, Shelby probably has some great tips on longevity, because that is intense makeup when you're under all these hot lights and stuff like that. That's why they have makeup artists like on call with you. Like I do mainly like event and bridal, but when I have done commercial, you are there all day, and every time the camera stops rolling, you're like mattifying your client, you're doing whatever. Like when I go to live tapings in LA, like just for fun because we live here, the talent, like if you go to American Idol, every like 15 minutes, Katie is like getting her makeup touched up. So if your makeup isn't perfect all day and you're like, wait, why is theirs like that? It's because they have a makeup artist follow them around. So it's, you know, you can't get perfect makeup like for all day, but with these tricks, it will help you. So
just might.
Yeah, you just might. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out in the live chat. I hope you guys liked today's video. There will not be a video tomorrow because we're driving Megan back home to her husband. So we'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.